everyone, Snow Forever here, and today is June 13th of 2017, and it is ungodly hot outside today. I live in Pennsylvania, so it doesn't get like in the hundreds or anything, but our humidity gets jacked up to the 80s and 90%, and whenever it's already 94 degrees out, I can't handle it. I'm one of those people that need to live in Alaska because I cannot do the heat. So I can't go out and do anything with my girls, my horses today, so why not do something in the air conditioner with my Breyers? And I have a very special video to share with you guys today. I started collecting Breyers ever since I was very little. I used to just get stablemates and classics, and I would play with them, you know, legs would get broken, ears would get chips, tails would be lost, you know. I was like little, like 5 and younger little, okay? I still have all my Breyers, but I don't remember how or when that I got them. But, point being, I still have them all. When I was 6, I got my first traditional. And my mother told me that it is not one to be played with, so I kept it, and, you know, I kept it nice. And actually, I can show you it right here if you want. It is one of the original, Western riding sets. It's got the blonde girl with the blue and pink tack with it. And he's pretty beat up because I used him for many pictures and stuff, but I never really played with him. My cats are licking me, so I got 4 cats total, but I got 1 on each side. You're gonna help me. But yeah, so I got this one for Christmas, and then I also got another one. She's over here. Let me show you. This one here. She is the foals. She's part of the foals set, and it's the little Arabian filly. I got them together for Christmas when I was 6, and I was told that they are not playing horses, that they are keep nice horses. And even though I took them outside, and you know, I did play with them a little bit, none of them got broken. None of my traditionals have ever suffered any breaks or chips. So yeah. Anyhow, okay. So when I realized that there were bigger, better, nicer models out there, that's when I decided, okay, well, I'm gonna get stablemates and classics to play with, which I have a lot of. And I also have traditionals. I'm going to start collecting the traditionals and make it my thing. Here I am. I'm going to be 19 right after Breyerfest, and I am up in the 200s now. I think I have 213, something like that, somewhere in the teens like that. And I made a list. Sorry about that, my cat was being annoying, and he's still being annoying, but you know, old kitty. Ouch! Can you not? Lay down. Anyhow, I made a list of my top 10 Breyers that I have to have. Now, I was 6, so they weren't like collector's club horses or anything like that. They were kind of hard to get a hold of, though, some of them, because just this last week, I got the last one. And ironically enough, the last horse of my top 10 that I got was my first horse that I wanted. Some of them are more on the expensive side. My boyfriend actually is the one who got me my top 2. And those were the last 2 I needed, was my top 2, and he's the one who bought them for me. So, a huge shout out to you, Dylan. Thank you, and I love you. But anyhow, this video is going to be that list. It took me 13 years, but I finally got all the horses on my top 10. And actually, the 10th place is kind of a tie between 2, and I'll show you them, so it's really my top 11. But top 10, top 11, top 10 just sounds better. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to start at the last place, and we're going to make our way up, because obviously I think they get better as you go up. But that's just because it's my personal top 10. This is in no way to brag, okay? This is just... Everyone has their holy grail, okay? This is more, I don't really have a holy grail per se because they're always coming out with new amazing horses. It's hard to stay loyal to just one. But this is my holy grails, I guess, my top 10, and this is my top 10 of all horses. Even out of the new horses that have come out since I was 6, these, well, 11 horses have still kept their spot in the top 10. And my cat came back. So, what we're going to do is, this is spot 10 and 11, technically, I guess, but top 10, like I said before. Seabiscuit, believe it or not. I have the original black and white movie, like the original, with the original Seabiscuit in it. And I also have the remake. And I have so much Seabiscuit stuff. Like, I mean, Secretariat is a great horse, don't get me wrong. But I think Seabiscuit is a much better story. Like, Secretariat was known for his big heart and how long of a lengthy lead that he had in the final race and everything like that. But I feel like Seabiscuit is a better underdog story. I mean, he was only like 15-1, I think he was, against all these 16, 17-hand stallions. And wasn't the prettiest looking horse, just a plain little bay, you know, and I think the jockey's story is even more amazing than Seabiscuit's. I just think it's a great thing, and I personally connect with Seabiscuit because my horse that I have, Snow, the White Arabian, she is similar to this horse in a lot of ways. She's the smallest on the farm, but she is the fastest and the strongest, believe it or not. And she's not the prettiest looking horse because we've got pretty paints and solid blacks. A flea bitten gray isn't really the prettiest on the farm, but she really lives up to the Arabian name. And whenever I'm racing my cousin's horses, which are thoroughbreds and quarter horses, against my little 14-3 Arabian, she waits until they get eye to eye with each other. And then she takes off, just like Seabiscuit does. So, I personally connect with him, and I got him at Breyer 2014, I think. Whichever one the silver anniversary was, that's where I got him from. Sunday afternoon, they were closing up shop. I had $35 left. I had to find at least one more horse to take home. And $35, you have to take one more horse, right? He was 60. And my grandma actually split me down the middle, and here he is. And he didn't have his box, but he only has one major scratch on his butt right here. It's a major, like, slice. But you know what? For as old as this horse is, and for not having his box, and for how much he means to me, I really can't complain. And for the other tie, we have the original horse in my favorite Congo, which is why he's here. Not a big one for chestnuts, but, I mean, he's like a chestnut roan kind of thing. He's just great. Smart Chickalina. Love the mold. My absolute favorite. I think I have 9 in this mold now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8. I have 8. But he is not my favorite in the Conga. Not at all. But the reason why he's in this list is because he is the first, and it is my absolute favorite mold. And I love how he's this weird chestnut red rony kind of horse, you know, if you know. And his face, I think, is just the most horrible thing. I mean, I love this mold man from mane and tail, but I think his face is just the best. My favorite on this mold out of my collection would probably have to be Gideon and Smart and Big Chunks of Cash. But he is in this top 10 because he is the first horse I knew of on this mold, and then I found out he is the first on the mold, so that's why he's here. Okay, so now for our number 9 spot. Again, one of my favorite molds. I don't have a lot. There doesn't seem to be a lot of horses on this mold, and a lot of the horses on the mold I don't care for, but I'm slowly getting the nicer ones. In fact, my other horse that I was looking at was a tie for 9th place for this horse. Is on the same mold, and I'm going to be looking for him at Breyer Fest. But, I'm not going to tell you right now who it is because it'll give away who I'm going to be showing you. But, Mongammon. Now, bays, I'm kind of picky about bays. Frankly, I love the shading and just the matte bay color on him. And this kind of paint is my favorite. I love how one side of his face is all white, one side has the brown stripe. And I'm going to tell you something. This particular model, I think, is different from the rest of them. If you look straight on my model's face, see how his entire face is white, except for that one little eye there on this side. There's a little bit of brown. I've noticed in pretty much everybody else's molds, the brown comes in more on his face like this, rather than the whole face just be white. So that kind of puts me in the top 10 too because of that. But I love the wild one because I could get the show jumper set and I could get Cedric. I do not like the tied mane and tail on that. I hate it. I like the wild look. I have him, I have Twilight Terror, and I have Jewel. But the next one I want to get at, I almost said Idlewild, oh my goodness. The next one I want to get is Ideal. And if I do, that'll be pretty much all the horses I want on this mold. I might get Once Upon a Time, but I'm not sure because I don't like glossies either. I'm pretty picky about my models. But I just love the wild look, but it's the English look. I'm a Western rider and I do the Western thing, but I love the look of English horses better than quarter horses. That's why I have an Arabian and not a typical quarter horse for Western games. But that's why I love him, because he's got the wild Western look and the big head on him, but he's built like an English horse, and I love that. Okay, so this next one, I don't really have an explanation for her. She was my first with the different colored eyes and my detailed eyes. She's got one blue, one brown, and even the brown one is detailed. And I think that this model has the best detailed eyes. Now I have Mint Julep that has the pinking in the eyes even, not just white like most Breyers do. And his eyes are fantastic, but I think for just a regular run, I think that her eyes are for sure the best. And I love piebald paints, love them so much. And she was my first piebald paint. And that's another reason I love her. And she was my first in this mold. And actually, my first horse, spoiler alert, my first horse was in the same mold. And I liked her because she's the only mare that I know of that's in this mold. There could be another one, I don't know. I love the mold, but not enough to conga it very much. I only have 3 because it's very expensive to conga this mold. But, without further ado, Isidora Cruz. You could probably guess who my first horse is now, but there's so many in this mold, it's kind of hard. But, yeah, I love the swishtail and the turning look. Again, Mustang, Western kind of horse. And, my favorite horse of all time, aside from Seabiscuit, is Flicka and Hidalgo. I don't know if you know who Hidalgo is, but, he is a Mustang who competed in this across the Sahara Desert with like 230 Arabians. He was the only American paint. He was the only American horse there. The rest of them were purebred Arabians, and he won. And he has a horse. He has a model, but I could not find one for the life of me. Whenever I was making this list, that was less than $300, and I thought she was the closest thing to him until I found out there is a stunt devil. But I already had both her and Hidalgo, so kind of defeats the purpose. But, so that's why I love her, and she's just got such a girly, feminine face to her, which I love. The paint job makes her look girly, and the face just makes her look girly. So, girly. Okay, well, I just told you about Isidora because she looked like Hidalgo. Well, might as well pull Hidalgo out for spot number 987. He's number 7. This Hidalgo in particular, he's not my mint condition or anything. Obviously, he was used in colors. Actually, a lot of these horses in my top 10 were used in colors. In the last 2 episodes, my entire collection was out there, except choice few for a couple readings. But, yeah, he definitely got beat around, as we all know. And, he did not suffer any severe blows during that movie. But, whenever I first got him, I just got him out of the package. And my little brother at the time, he was like 6, came around the corner of my house and just knocked him out of my hand as soon as I took him out of his box. And he got a nasty ear rub and rub up on his mane. I was so mad. But, you know, things happen. But I don't like chestnuts, but I love chestnut paints. I love them so much. I think the only paint that I like more than them is just a solid jet black paint. But yeah, I mean, I love this mold, but it's hard to have on shelves, and it's hard to work with, like, in movies and stuff, because first of all, if you have him standing, he's so short. So when in my movies, the reason why you saw my fingers so much is because I was holding it with this phone, which I'm recording with, and I was trying to hold him up above the grass while the horse was standing level, so I was talking with him. So I did my best. I was by myself. But, yeah, Hidalgo, I actually got him for $35. This was the only thing at all, not just Breyer Horse, but thing in general that I ever bid on eBay. I hate bidding. It gives me anxiety so bad. $35 Hidalgo. I was going up against 8 people, and I somehow managed to get him. And here he is for $35.08. I will never forget that number. But, yeah, like I said, I love the movie. I have his box. It's in safekeeping. And he's just, again, like Seabiscuit, I love his story. I still love my Arabians, though, even though he beat them all. Okay, so we are still going on in the paint line. Most of these horses are paints. But, like I said, 3 of my favorite mold is in this list. And this one was a very hard find. I can't believe people were, charging so much for him. I think he's a Breyer Fest celebration model. I'm pretty sure. The only thing is, he doesn't have the marking on his belly, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's like a newest Breyer Fest thing, because I have gone since 2012, and they all have Breyer Fest and their date on their belly. This one does not. But, Joker, black paint, like I said, jet black paint. I kind of wish they would make Ace, so you could have the 2 of them, you know what I mean? Because I have Poker Joe, which is up there. I have Poker Joe, and then I have Joker. What about Ace? Ace is another big one, you know what I mean? But, after I got him, I actually messaged Tommy Turvey to see if he would be at Breyer Fest, and the year that I was going to take this one and Poker Joe to get them signed, he wasn't going to be there. So, I'm trying to catch Tommy Turvey somewhere, but he's never around Pennsylvania very much. But if I ever do, I will take these 2 models and get them signed. But he does not have the Breyer Fest thing on his belly. So, I thought he was a celebration model, but I don't know. This is my dream horse right here. Aside from my Frisian, you know, the big black draft horses, a black paint, just like this, with a stripe and everything. Faded tail. Have to have it someday. Again, continuing with the paints, we have Sierra Blanco. Love the horse. Hate the name. Cannot stand the name. Sierra Blanco sounds like it should be a mare, and this is definitely a stallion. Love the flea-bitten gray color, the dapple gray color. And, he's not in good shape. He's got some pretty nasty white marks on him and a really nasty black one from when I got him. And his box was just torn to shreds whenever I got him. So I cut out the stickers, you know, and I have all the stickers for him and his card, but I don't have the box because it just wasn't even worth keeping. But, I love him. He has like the exact same pattern as Joker. It's not up the neck. It's just a little bit on his chest. But again, I love this mold. This is probably one of my favorite horses on the mold, aside from Gideon and Big Tricks to Cash. I just kind of wish he had blue eyes. I mean, come on, can you imagine this horse with the blue eyes instead of just the matte black? I think that would be a perfect Breyer. But, he doesn't really have a story. Him and Joker were just 2 horses I thought were gorgeous, and they were all my favorite molds, so here they are. Okay, for all my colors fans, this next horse probably will not surprise you. She holds 4th place in my top 10, and she is definitely a body. That's why I used her as my, main character. But, when I bought her, she's in terrible condition. I need to get another one that's in good condition, and I might make her into a paint. I might, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But this is, Dreamcatcher, and, well, that's who she is in my colors. I just got used to calling her Dreamcatcher. Bluegrass Bandit is who this horse actually is. And, the Tennessee Walker, this mold in general looks kind of weird to me. I don't like gaited horses. I've ridden a couple of them, and I'm so used to the Western riding, I don't much care for it. My hair stuck to me. There we go. And, but the gray on this mold, I love. I do not like Bear. The solid black on this, I don't like it. It's just, it looks too deformed, especially because the face kind of turns to the side. You see what I mean? With just the black horse with no shading, it's just like, that's the only thing I can see, is like how the horse looks deformed. Same with the hip on this side. Like, see how it just kind of slices up this way? No horse looks like that. Okay, I'm sorry, but they don't. But I do wish I got Champagne, or not Champagne. I don't know, the one Breyer horse from Breyer Fest that looks like champagne toast on this mold. I want that one, and I also want the black and white paint that's on this one. I can't remember their two names. Like I said, I don't follow this mold very much. And there is a new one. It's a blue roan coming out on this model as a store special, I think, for Breyer Fest this year. I have to come home with it. It would look perfect with her, and I can't get over it. But she was actually my #1 whenever I started my collection. But then the more I got into Breyers, like I said, a couple passed her up, and some people will agree, some people will not. And well, just stay tuned and you'll see, and you can make that judgment for yourself. Okay, this next horse does have a special place in my heart. Well, they all do, but some of them have stories, some of them do not. I followed this horse for the longest time, and then I actually found out he had a Breyer, and right then and there is what shot him up to 3rd place. Well, actually, first. That's why he's the first one to knock down Bluegrass Bandit. I loved the story, and I figured if there's a model, I have to have it. He was actually my first draft horse. Don't much care for drafts, even though I love Frisians. Don't much care for draft horses, but he's just... words cannot describe Fox Valley Oliver. I mean, you really have to be a Breyer collector to have him. I have noticed he's very hard to find for cheap. I found him for $60 on Amazon right before Breyer Fest 2015. And I actually used some of my Breyer Fest money to get him because I needed to have him that much. And I just think he looks perfect, you know, with the swishing tail, just like the Nakota mold with the draft horse. This is really the only draft horse mold that I like. The new Gypsy Vanner mold I don't much care for, even though I do want the Frisian in that mold. What other draft molds do I have? I have a couple of the older ones, like the Pulling Clydesdales and the Clydesdale mare in full set. I think that's the only draft. Oh, and I have Athos and the original Frisian, which I do like those molds, but that's because they don't look very draft horsey. They're smaller, I guess. But this has to be my favorite draft mold, and I do have 4 in this mold. Yeah, I have this one, Mariah's Boone Phoenix, and Winter Song. But I plan to get the 4 Seasons. That is another thing I'm looking for at Breyer Fest this year. And yeah, so that's Fox Valley Oliver. If you don't know his story, look it up. It is a tearjerker, and it pulls the heartstrings. So if you can handle it, look up his story. It is great. Okay, this next horse, I can't really stand the mold. I mean, it's too blocky, it's awkward to put on a shelf, but it is a beautiful mold. It's just, like I said, it's too blocky. But, again, similar with Fox Valley Oliver, the story is amazing. I love watching fillies race. I think they're just so much more graceful than stallions, but, that's just my opinion. I like mares better than stallions. And, without further ado, Ruffian. This is Ruffian, to prove to you it's the spot and then the one small sock with the 2 stripes on the other side. And I have her sticker. And then you can't get me backwards on the camera. Don't like the mold. The only horses I have on this mold is her, and I have American Pharoah. That's because I love American Pharoah. But, it's tragic what happened to her. And it chokes me up every time I think about it, you know, and just to see how far could this horse have gone. If you know her story, how far this horse could have gone. This could have been like an American Pharoah in the filly world, but she never had that chance, and God called her home because she was just that amazing, and humanity probably couldn't handle a great filly such as her for a whole Triple Crown. At least that's what I like to say. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the #1 spot. Do you remember what mold I said it was on? Probably, because even though this video is going to be like a half-hour long, and I apologize for that, but I figured I might as well give the story if I'm going to show the list, right? Well, I just got him last week because of my amazing boyfriend Dylan. He was $100, and it's a little over my price range for a horse, but for my #1, and if my boyfriend was going to get it, I mean, come on, you know. Here he is, Nakota. I don't know why. Everyone's gonna ask me, why is he your #1 spot? I don't know. But whenever I see his pictures and I see other people using him in movies, I think, why can't I have that horse? Why is it so hard for me to find this horse for cheap? And let me tell you, he is more beautiful in person. I thought he was just the blue roan with the black spots. He actually has white, gray, and black flea bites on him. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit better. There, you can see it. See how all those little white dots? That is his coloring. And it's just, he looks dusty, but he's not. And I love that. And like I said, the black swishing tail has to be my favorite. And he does not look girly like Isadora Cruz. He's got that manly stallion look on his face. I think he's just the most beautiful horse out there. And if this horse was a paint like Isadora Cruz, I would die. I would probably die if there was a horse like that out there. But, yep, that's Nakota, and he has been #1 probably throughout the entire time, because whenever Bluegrass Bandit was first, it was a tie between him and her. But, then I found Fox Valley Oliver, and then Ruffian, and Bluegrass Bandit got pushed down to 4th. But, this is my #1. He always has been. He always will be. And, there you go. You have my top 10. And, I did a video on my favorite molds, I think before, but I might redo it because some of them have changed, I think. I'm not totally sure, but I might redo it. And as far as colors go, I don't know if I'm going to continue it or not. I only said about the baby, I only added the baby part in there because I got a lot of new horses since I started the saga and I wanted to use them. You know, that's really the only reason I put the babies in there. But, I'm in college now and I've got a car and I'm working full time, so I don't have the time. Whenever I started colors, I started it my first summer free of high school. It was after my senior year. Didn't have a car yet, wasn't working because I was 17. And I just had so much free time on my hands. Now, I don't have enough time to hardly make these videos for you guys anymore. So, we're gonna see how it goes. If I do, it probably won't be until long after Breyer Fest, because I've got so many things going on. But, I am glad I got to finish it for you guys. I'm glad that I have a whole bunch of, fans. And I will be releasing another video like this one regarding Breyer Fest, which obviously I will be attending. And my aunt made me a shirt for the Breyer Fest YouTube meet, and I will be there. So if you want to meet me, say hi, whatever, this, that, or the other thing, meet me at the Breyer Fest YouTube meet. I will see you later, YouTubers.